Hi, this is Genie, and this is Genie Goes to the Movies. So this is my Stranger Things Season 3 spoiler review. Let's start off by saying that I think Jim Hopper isn't totally dead. We did not see him blow up when the transdimensional device was blown up. So we saw the Russians blow up, but not Jim Hopper. So I have a feeling that Jim Hopper is probably in the upside down world because he was staring at that dimension, and I think he might have, when it exploded, when the device exploded, he probably was hurled into that dimension. So I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll see more of him because, you know, as evil people are prone to do in this world, this Stranger Things world, they're prone to open the dimension. So it could be that the Russians or some other bad guys will probably open another portal to the upside down world. So I really love Winona Ryder's character Joyce in this Netflix show. She fits the role perfectly, and I love that she's on equal footing with Jim Hopper in solving the mystery and saving the world. In fact, just like in season 1, she was the driving force behind the solution to the problem. So she actually went into the other dimension to get her son, Will. So I know back in the 80s, women were not considered heroic unless, of course, they were Wonder Woman. But it's so great to see a woman, a mother at that, who steps up to the plate and becomes a hero in her own right. Speaking of the 80s, I think there was Bionic Woman as well. I don't know if she was in the late 70s or the 80s. But yeah, there were not many iconic female superheroes back then. I think, if I recall, I think there's only Wonder Woman who was big in the 80s. So I love that Joyce and Jim banter and have couple arguments. It's so well played, and these two characters have just so much chemistry. I like the addition of the goofy paranoid friend. So he was included in this adventure by default because he was the only one Jim could think of that spoke Russian. So he's quirky and he fits the world really well because it's full of quirky characters. So luckily his friend also came in handy because he also helped save the day. As for the death of Billy, so he was the only bad boy in Stranger Things, and I think that this franchise really needs a bad boy. But now that he sacrificed his life and he has died, there will be no more bad boys in Stranger Things, and I hope they have a new character who will emerge as the bad boy because they really need it. I so like Elle's evolution from a kid who didn't know how to be a kid to now she's emerging as a real teenager with teenage hormones and emotions. So it's great that she found a mentor in Max. As for Dusty Bin and his new girlfriend, I think the highlight for me was when they sang a duet. Never Ending Story is just one of those 80s songs that you can't help but sing out loud to. It's so catchy and it's so very 80s. I'm sure the Duffer Brothers love the 80s, and I love the 80s era too. And I saw Back to the Future featured in one of the scenes, and if I may digress, that has got to be my favorite film of all time, perhaps the most perfect science fiction time traveling film of all time. So another thing I loved is that I loved the relationships and the pairings. One thing that really stood out was Robin coming out, and I think she's a new character, and it was just really great that they added a twist that, you know, she's not all that interested in Steve, And that's nice, you know, because we don't want that, you know, another romantic relationship in the mix. So it's good that they're really, really good friends. I love the story arcs, and I like that each character was given their own time to shine. The new character I loved, which she's not really a new character, but she has a bigger role, is the ice cream sampling Erica Sinclair. So she's Lucas' wisecracking sister, and I just found it really hilarious that she blackmailed Dustin and his scoop away partners with ice cream. You know, a lifetime supply of ice cream. So her line about child endangerment is really, really funny as well. Overall, I love Stranger Things 3. It was fun from the very beginning all the way to the very end, and I had no sleepy moments in it, like season 2, which was a real drag. So since you're watching this, I know you're a fan, and I hope, you know, we get to see more of these characters. And I would hate for the show to end in season 5, because this show is only just beginning. You know, it's just really beginning. Season 2 was for me very forgettable. And yeah, another thing that I must add that I really loved is the food court and the mall. It really plays a huge part in this film, and I think that was it also played a huge part in the 80s as well, like the mall culture, mall rats. So thank you very much for watching. If you're on YouTube or if you're listening, I'm also on iTunes and Spreaker. Find me at www.spreaker.com/user/moneygenie. Thank you very much.